Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Mount Deurklink. In the last episode I built this ice cream cinema with the 3 scoops of ice on top. And yeah, I really like the colors of this building. I think it looks quite nice here. And after that I started on this junior coaster over here, but obviously it's not finished yet. So in this episode I want to first finish this junior coaster. I think I'll call it Marshmallow Mountain. I think that name works quite well for it. Now I always forget whether you write marshmallow with an E or an A. I will look it up later just so I don't look dumb. Marshmallow Mountain. Okay, I will continue doing the scenery in this, and later on in this episode there's a few more attractions I wanna build. Well, first off I wanna redo the paths here. I'm not really happy with how this plaza looks, but after that I wanna try my hand at some shoestringing. There's a particular tower flat ride that I really wanna try building sometime. So yeah, I will give it a try later on in the episode. I don't often do shoestringing, so yeah, I think it will be fun to watch and to learn something as well, if the ride works, that is. Okay, I will first work on the junior coaster. Alright, I think this ride area now looks nice and colorful. He also built a little tunnel here, or a bridge, or well, at least it goes over 2 of the tracks. So I think this is a nice decoration. And these shops from the expansions with the dinosaurs, I think they also work really well as a decoration. So yeah, I think this will also be a nice place to put another entertainer. Now, quite a few patrons joined again in the last few days. So I'm just going to make a footpath on top of this bridge, and here I will put another one of my patrons of the mechanic tier. Okay, we have another snowman here now. And for the name, I will use... Oh wait, now I'm actually changing the right name. I don't want to do that. Yeah, here we have it. So for the name, I will name him AJ Perry. So yeah, AJ, thank you for becoming a patron. I really appreciate it. Alright, now what I'm going to do next is I will move this railway a little bit to the side, and I will remove some of these paths here, and yeah, I will try to make it a little bit more spacious, and then I can also expand this plaza in the middle a little bit. Now the main reason I am doing this is so that it enables me to place some buildings here, because right now this path is not really decorated yet, and I don't just want to place trees here. I think some buildings will help make this area look a bit more lively. Okay, as you might be able to see, I'm struggling a bit with filling up this center of this plaza, but I'll come up with something. But I think it's now a good time to start on the shoestring ride that I want to make, or else we'll run out of time for this episode. So the ride that I want to make is one of those Condor rides. Well, I don't know if you know what those rides look like, but basically they're like a big tower, and on it is a structure that moves upwards and downwards. And on the structure there are four rotating elements with little cars under them. But yeah, it probably becomes more clear when I actually build it. And yeah, I hope that it will actually work. Now, a good location for the ride. I think the space that we just freed up might be a nice space. But actually, I think I'll just make it over here, just so we can expand this area a bit. Alright, I've made the part of the track now, and the trick to this, getting this to work, is that I will have to split off the front car, and that will have to go underground on a control track. So basically the car on the control track, it decides when the train should stop and when the train should keep going. It will have its own station as well. And the rest of the car, the rest of the train, I will split it into 4, and each of these sections should get 4 of the cars on it. So yeah, now first I'm going to have to split the trains. I think I will just build some split sections from this track in the station. This because the cars will spawn here, and if I make some bends in the track here, while the front car will go forward, the rest will simply get split off. So let's first give this a try. Alright, it looks like the train does get split here, but the problem is that this one has 5 cars and only 4 will fit on one of these rails. So I might have to split them off manually with the tile inspector. That's not the method that I prefer, because it will probably be a little bit more trial and error. Anyway, I'm going to try this again, fiddle with it a bit and see what I can do with it. Okay, I chose to do this the simple way, but yeah, the simple way, what I mean with that is that I'm going to split this long train with the tile inspector. So I put some brakes here, and when the first car passes by here, I will pause the game, and I will, with tile inspector, I will make it so that the rest of the train, or well, that 4 cars at least, will go on this track. And then yeah, I will also make 4 cars go on this track, 4 cars on this one, and 4 on this one. And then I hope I didn't mess up any merges. Now, the good thing about this method of shoestringing is that it's quite easy to set up, but it's difficult to reset. So if later I decide I want to change something on the ride, that's going to be annoying, because then I'll have to split the train again. Anyway, first I'm interested in if this will actually work. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try out first. Okay, the ride appears to be working fine now. Now, as you can see, we have these cars here spinning around. I still need to make a structure here on top, which will carry these cars. And I should make this track here invisible. I hope I can get that to work without the train crashing. Now, one thing you will see is that this ride will not generate any stats. That's because now the stat calculation function from the station, well, yeah, it will. Oh, never mind. It appears that it does generate stats. I don't know what causes that. Normally, it wouldn't do that, so this is quite awkward. Maybe it calculates the stats from the second station now. I don't know. But yeah, something you normally have to take into account. Here we have the station and the stat calculation function. Normally it travels from the back of the station forwards, and then it travels, travels on. It will follow this turn here, because that's what we did with the tile inspector. And then the stat calculation function would get stuck here in this infinite loop. And then it would block stat calculation for all the rides in the park. So yeah, that's definitely something you'll want to avoid. Now, I kind of want to make this track invisible. Normally I would change it into a lift, but sometimes it can lead it can lead to side effects. Let's just give it a try. Lift. Alright, this seems to be working fine. Now, I will also make these tracks invisible. Also change it into a lift. Alright, I think this works fine. Now remember, this is the first time I'm making a ride like this, so it's always a bit, yeah, let's call it exciting to do shoestringing. Now I will repair the land here, and yeah, then I'm going to make some a structure here to carry these cars. And yeah, then let's see if guests like this ride. Alright, I named this tower Snow Eagle. Now the good thing about this ride is that it has quite a big capacity. It holds a lot of guests. So I don't know, it has 17 cars, 2 cars per train, so 34 per ride. The ride cycle is not very long, it's like 47 seconds. Now normally this part would move up, or it would start at the bottom here, then it would load guests, and then it would slowly move upwards, and the guests would then be high up in the air, rotating. And then at the end of the ride it would move downwards again to unload the guests. But of course Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 has its limitations, so we cannot actually move these cars upwards. So that's why these cars are now stuck up here in the air. But it seems like the guests have no trouble getting to these cars. So that's a good thing. Now it's also why I made this platform here at the bottom quite big, because this part would need to be able to move down here, and then the guests would need to be able to get in here. So that's why the queue is so far around this tower. But I think this looks quite cool. I'm really happy with how this looks. Now I'll probably put some extra fences just so guests cannot easily walk to the inside area here. And yeah, that'll probably be the end for this episode. Alright, yeah, the shoestringing took me quite some time, but I'm really happy with the result. Now, before I finish this episode, there's an announcement I have to make. Well, an announcement. I will be participating in a contest for organized by a Dutch theme park, Slagharen. And in that competition, every player will have to recreate parts of the park. And that can be done in either Planet Coaster, Minecraft, Parkitect, or one of the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. Now I'm going to be putting quite some energy into that. The competition lasts until June. So yeah. I will be participating in it. We have to build something new every week. What I don't want to do is spoil everything that I'm building for the other contestants. But I will be recording everything that I build. So I will probably release those videos when the submission period is or when the submission deadline has passed. So yeah, that's why probably in the coming days there will be less videos from me, because I will be building. But the week after that I will release the building videos that I make for the coming week. So yeah, there might be a little gap in the episodes that I make, but there will be more content soon. All right. I see a lot of guests walking around here, probably trying to leave the park. It's the last thing I will fix before I finish the episode. Alright, what seems to have been the problem is that there were some paths missing underground, probably caused by me using this scenery clearing tool on the paths earlier when I cleared out the plaza. Now what I will do in next episode is place some buildings around here. I still need to finish up the station for this junior coaster. I want to have some buildings around here, probably some stalls, maybe a little restaurant as well, some shops, stuff like that. And then I want to expand this area outwards. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching me build. Yeah, I will probably also make one of these in the contest. So this was a good practice for me. Now, just to summarize how I built this. First, I made a long station right in the spot where I wanted the entrance to be. I made a long train, and somewhere right over here I split the train using the tile inspector, and I made sure that the train was split into 5 parts. So the first part only had the front car, which is now on this track, and the other cars were all guided towards these little circular tracks. Now, and the front car is now on this track over here. Not sure if we can see it properly. So yeah, I guided the front car to this track over here. This is the control track. So here's a separate station. I should probably name it. So yeah, it has its own station here. I didn't put an entrance and an exit because they're not necessary. Because this car, it thinks it's on on its original track, but it still stops here because it thinks it has arrived at its own station 1. So yeah, this car will simply go around this track. There's chain lifts on here, and because all these cars are all part of the same track or are part of the same train, they will all move at the same speed, and that's why these cars are rotating around here. And when the first car arrives back at the station again, then also these cars will all stop. Now I think I will extend the track a little bit, and then I'll finish the episode. Okay, I hope I didn't accidentally merge it again, because that would mean I'd have to split the train all over again. I took quite a bit risk here, because the original track is also around here somewhere. Oof. I did cause an accidental merge, but it's not too bad. Anyway, I'll fix this outside of the episode. At least the track is a little bit longer now, and thankfully it's not too bad. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next episode. See you later.